Romney elected, and a homeowner fires back at alleged robbers. Tonight, his family speaks out about his heroic actions. Good evening, I'm Angela Brown. ABC 12 News at 11 starts right now.
This is your trusted source, ABC 12 News at 11.
And we begin with Tropical Storm Isaac driving heavy winds and rain to Florida, where some coastal communities have already been evacuated. The Republican National Convention has been delayed by 1 day. And a state of emergency has been declared in Louisiana. Isaac may not be a hurricane yet, but forecasters say it's picking up power and packing a lot of punch. ABC's Kathryn Travers is covering it all tonight. She joins us live in Tampa with the latest. Kathryn.
Good evening. Tens of thousands of people are being forced to evacuate from the Gulf Coast as 4 states brace for Isaac's arrival. As Isaac barrels its way into the Gulf of Mexico, South Florida has hunkered down.
It could be nothing, but then it could be a lot.
Isaac ripped across Key West today. Heavy rains caused some flooding, but now the storm is expected to pick up steam. And when it hits the Gulf Coast, it could be a Category 2 hurricane.
All along the coast of Florida, we're worried about storm surge, wind, rain, and tornadoes.
The storm's path has been fickle. It's now tracking westward, expected to make landfall somewhere along the Gulf Coast. Just days before the 7th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, the city of New Orleans is on edge. Drivers have already lined up for gas. Residents are buying plywood. The city has declared a state of emergency, and officials are warning, be ready for anything.
We're certainly encouraging all of our people to stay alert, to monitor local weather conditions in their area, to follow what local officials are telling them.
I won't say their name, change in track means Tampa will be spared the worst of Isaac's wrath. Strong winds and over a half a foot of rain are in the forecast, and city officials are concerned about flooding. Republican officials have scaled back the convention from 4 days to 3, but that hasn't dampened the enthusiasm among the delegates who've been arriving all weekend prepared for any weather.
Got my raincoat on, and so I'm ready for some weather.
Schools here in the Tampa area are closed tomorrow as officials are concerned about high winds and flooding. The Republican convention will gavel in tomorrow for just 5 minutes, just a formality to officially kick things off. Reporting live from Tampa, Florida, I'm Kathryn Travers. Now back to you.
At least 10 Red Cross volunteers from mid-Michigan have already made the trip south to help with relief efforts. Some will be in Florida, others in Alabama and Louisiana. The volunteers will likely help out with shelter, food, and reconnecting families once Isaac has passed.
Well, starting right off for shelters, it's a matter of registering people that come in so that we know who's in the shelter. And if someone calls and wants to know, where's Grandma because I couldn't get her on the phone, we can look up and find Grandma's name and then go tell Grandma that someone's looking for you. Give them a call if you want.
Ambulance crews from Saginaw County are also on standby. And as the GOP organizers shuffle events and speakers following Monday's cancellation, delegates from Michigan are sticking to their own schedule. ABC 12's Washington correspondent Ted Fioraliso is also in Tampa. We go to him now for more.
The Mid-Michigan delegation has safely arrived in Tampa, and let me tell you, a little rain isn't going to stop these folks from having a little fun and making sure Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan get nominated.
Our Tennessee County delegation's on fire, and we're just ready. We're not afraid of any little hurricane.
Wind and rain couldn't stop this group of Mid-Michigan delegates from coming out to their first big event of the Republican National Convention. Governor Rick Snyder hosted a welcome reception at the Florida Aquarium in Tampa, where he took pictures with each guest who arrived.
He represents Michigan, and so it's very important that we are all feeling like we're part of the same team.
The state's done a wonderful job in terms of bringing our economy back, and it's a chance to celebrate that, but also get them all fired up to spread the word to all the other delegates that Michigan's the place to be.
The governor's role at the RNC is to represent Michigan. He'll participate in several events throughout the week. None of the state-related events have been canceled due to Isaac.
The hurricane's a very serious matter, but we're going to work around it and get our job done.
That job is officially nominating the ticket of Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan. The roll call will now take place on Tuesday instead of Monday.
I haven't seen our seats, but I'm understanding they're right up front, and it's really nice. We're going to get up close and personal and get to know them really really well. And
I am looking forward to Thursday evening when Governor Romney gives his acceptance speech and we can start moving forward to the November election.
Although the official convention events are postponed for Monday, the Michigan delegation still is busy with their own events, including a tribute luncheon to former President Gerald Ford. Reporting from the Republican National Convention in Tampa, Ted Fioraliso, ABC 12 News.
And new tonight, General Motors takes a big step to stay out of the political limelight, banning President Obama and Romney from plants until the election is over. GM's VP tells the Free Press the automaker wants to put all of its energy behind selling cars and can't wait for the election to be over. Back in 2009, the government bailed out GM with a $49.5 billion. They still owe more than half of that back. After a steamy weekend in mid-Michigan, cooler temperatures are rolling in, and they're bringing the threat of severe weather with them. We go down to Kevin for the latest. Kevin.
Angela, we have a cold front sitting off to our west, and it's kind of focusing some energy and some moisture. And on ABC 12 First Alert HD Doppler radar showing some of the rain, most of it very light. Some folks not even seeing anything, while others getting a little more moderate rain, and that's where the areas in the oranges and yellows are right now. Over the past few hours, this has been drifting off to the east with the individual cells moving more from a southwest to northeasterly direction. But there is a bigger blob that's coming out of the Chicagoland area, and although that may weaken a little bit, that has some embedded thunderstorms, so we may hear a rumble or two overnight, especially from the Saginaw Valley and point south. Current temperatures are running in the 70s and will only be dropping into the mid to upper 60s overnight, with Pinpoint Predictor showing the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms right on into Monday morning. But then I think by late Monday afternoon, we'll begin to see the storms die down and actually a little bit of a clearing as temperatures warm up into the lower 80s, and there's the sunshine popping out late in the afternoon. So coming up, we'll talk more about where temperatures are headed and what you can expect for the upcoming work week.
New at 11, a Saginaw teen could face charges after she allegedly tried to hide the gun her boyfriend apparently used to kill another man. The shooting happened around 2 a.m. this morning in Pontiac. The 17-year-old boy and his 16-year-old girlfriend were arrested as they sped away from the scene. Deputies say the girl then tried to hide the handgun by sitting on it. The gun is believed to have been used to kill 31-year-old Brian Jones. Deputies also seized 3 long guns, all stolen from the girl's home in Saginaw. Now to the man who fired back against alleged robbers. Flint police say 2 men approached a group of people at a bonfire. That's when the homeowner went to get his gun. His family is speaking out tonight, calling the man a hero. ABC 12's Jennifer Prophet joins us live in the newsroom with more. Jennifer.
Angela, we spoke with the homeowner's father who lives right next door. He described what happened and is just thankful his family is safe tonight.
They were threatening to shoot his friend because his friend couldn't find his wallet and give up his money.
A friendly backyard bonfire almost turned deadly Saturday night. Keith Held's son and his friends were in their backyard on Claremont Street when his son saw shadows lurking around the house.
He thought some friends were sneaking up, and he thought it was kind of a hoax at first. So he ran around the house, and he came around, and he seen them coming up the driveway, all perched with their guns in their hands, and he thought right then something's extremely wrong, you know.
He says his son snuck into the house and got his gun, but the men took the group inside and demanded they bring out their valuables.
2 of his friends, yeah, they were at extreme harm. So the guy had a gun, from what he said, right at his head.
That's when he says his son shot one of the robbers. The man who was shot is now in critical condition. Held says 3 men were involved. 2 tried to rob them. The 3rd was in a getaway car.
The cops complimented him quite heavily on protecting his friends and his household and his family and everything else in the matter. He did very well for...
Proud.
Oh, yes, I am very proud.
Okay. Now, police have not said whether they found the other men involved. In the newsroom, Jennifer Prophet, ABC 12 News.
Thanks, Jennifer. An investigation is underway to find out if a Holly Township woman died before her home caught fire last night. The fire started just before midnight inside of this home on Elliott Road. After the fire was out, firefighters found the body of a 72-year-old woman. They believe she had some kind of medical episode right before the fire started and may have knocked over a lamp, causing the fire. An autopsy has been scheduled. And still to come on ABC 12 News at 11. Worshiping without walls, a congregation stripped of their church takes their message outside. Plus, time after time, this group comes through preparing hundreds of Mid-Michigan students to head back to school.
You're watching ABC 12 News at 11 with Angela Brown, meteorologist Kevin Goff, and Ryan Slocum with sports. ABC 12 News, your trusted source.